Welcome to Module 2 of the Australia Award Civil Society Women in Executive Leadership short course, Leadership in Context. Although there are many factors and areas for consideration in understanding management, today we'll be focusing on contemporary management and the current factors that influence you as a manager. To start, we'll be looking at the 4 functions of management, the challenges facing modern managers, the role of corporate culture, and the important area of ethics, social responsibility, and sustainability. Making a difference as a manager today and tomorrow requires a different approach from yesterday. Successful departments and organisations do not just happen. They are managed to be that way. Managers in every organisation face major challenges and have an opportunity to make a difference. Flexibility and agility are important new approaches and capabilities needed by managers and their organisations. Turbulence in today's changing and competitive business environments have led to a revolution in the field of management, and a new kind of leader is needed. We need people who can guide organisations through this instability. A strong leader who recognises the complexity of today's world and realises that there are no perfect answers. Unanticipated crisis must somehow be prepared for. For most people, being a manager doesn't come naturally. One surprise for many people when they first step into a management role is that they are in far less control of things than what they expected to be. The nature of management is to motivate and coordinate others, to cope with diverse and far-reaching challenges. Many new managers expect to have power and to be in control, to be personally responsible for departmental outcomes. However, managers depend on subordinates more than the reverse, and they are evaluated on the work of other people rather than their own achievements. Managers set up the systems and the conditions that help other people perform well. In the past, many managers did exercise tight control over employees. But the field of management is undergoing a revolution that asks managers to do more with less, to engage employees' hearts and minds, as well as their physical energy, to see change rather than stability as natural. And they are looking to inspire vision and cultural values that allow people to create a truly collaborative and productive workplace. So, first of all, we have to look at what is the definition of management. Well, management is the attainment of organisational goals in an effective and efficient manner through planning, organising, leading, and controlling organisational resources. This definition includes 2 very important ideas. 1, the 4 functions of planning, organising, leading, and controlling, and 2, the attainment of organisational goals in an effective and efficient manner. So what do managers actually do? The late famed management theorist Peter Drucker, who is often credited with creating the modern study of management, summed up the job of the manager by specifying 5 tasks, and these are outlined on the screen. In essence, managers set goals, organise activities, motivate and communicate. They measure performance and they develop people. These 5 manager activities apply not only to top executives such as Mark Zuckerberg at Facebook, but also to the manager of a restaurant in your home suburb, the leader of an airport security team, a supervisor at a web hosting service, or the director of sales and marketing for Coles or Woolworths supermarkets. Managers set objectives, which is about setting goals and deciding activities. They organise, which is about organising activities again and people. They motivate and communicate. They measure activities and performance. And they develop people. Managers perform numerous and varied tasks, but they can all be categorised under these primary functions. So what are the 4 primary functions of management? Well, this diagram illustrates the process of how managers use resources to attain organisational goals through the functions of planning, organising, leading and controlling. Good planning must be more than just aspirational statements, such as we will make 100,000 widgets. Good planning involves understanding the enterprise's environment and how it is changing forecasting changes as best as you can, and considering how to position the enterprise to make its market offerings attractive. Good planning then overlaps with organising, working out the details of the resources necessary to achieve all of this and how they will be marshalled. Organising typically follows planning and reflects the way the organisation tries to accomplish the plan. Organising involves the assignment of tasks, the grouping of tasks into departments, and the allocation of resources to departments. Leading is the use of influence to motivate employees to achieve organisational goals. Leading means creating a shared culture and a set of values, communicating goals to people throughout the organisation, and infusing employees with the desire to perform at a higher level. One doesn't have to be a top manager of a big corporation to be an exceptional leader. Many managers working quietly in both large and small organisations around the world provide strong leadership within department teams, non-profit organisations, and small business. Controlling is the fourth function of the management process. Controlling means monitoring employees' activities, determining whether the organisation is on target towards its goals, and making corrections as necessary. Managers must ensure that organisations are moving towards their new goals. New trends towards empowerment and trust of employees have led many organisations to place less emphasis on top-down control and more on training employees to monitor and correct themselves. Each of these functions, in turn, influences the next. The inputs of this process include resources such as people, finances, raw materials, technology, and information. These things influence the management functions, which in turn influence the organisational performance. Performance consists of the attainment of goals, output of products, services, as well as efficiency and effectiveness. Managers must realise that what works in one organisation or one situation may not work in another. The challenge for managers is to find the right mix between employee empowerment and maintaining adequate control. New information technology is also helping managers provide necessary organisational control without strict top-down set constraints. Companies such as Cisco Systems use the internet and other information technology to coordinate and monitor virtually every aspect of operations, which enables managers to keep tabs on performance without maintaining daily authoritarian control over employees. So a manager's range of skills are generally varied. However, the main categories of skills required essentially fit into three main groups: conceptual, human, and technical skills. Conceptual skills involve the manager's thinking, information processing, and planning ability. It involves knowing where one department fits into the total organisation and how the organisation fits into the industry, community, and the broader business and social environment. It also means the ability to think strategically or to take a broad, long-term view. Conceptual skills are needed by all managers, but especially by managers at the top of organisations. Human skills are demonstrated in the way that a manager relates to other people, including the ability to motivate, facilitate, coordinate, lead, communicate, and resolve conflicts. A manager with good human skills allows subordinates to express themselves without fear of ridicule, and they encourage participation. Compared to the skills noted as most important in the 1980s, there has been a massive increase in the role of skills for building relationships with others as a necessary management skill in today's world. And finally, technical skills. These relate to the development of specialised knowledge, analytical ability, and the competent use of tools and techniques to solve problems in a specified discipline. Often managers, particularly those in higher level positions, must learn to step back so others can do their jobs effectively. The application of these categories of skills differs dramatically when a person is promoted into management. Although the degree of each skill that is required at different levels of an organisation may vary, all managers must possess some skills in each of these three areas to perform effectively. Here we have on the screen the difference between what is a non-manager skill set and then a middle manager skill set. So what happens when the skills of a manager fail? Well, everyone has flaws and weaknesses, and these shortcomings become most apparent under conditions of rapid change, uncertainty, or crisis. The recent pandemic has placed many leaders under extreme pressure, and many have been unsuccessful in their attempts to deal with the circumstances that have arisen because of the external forces. Yet there are other leaders who have successfully navigated the issues and provided stability and clear direction. During difficult times, leaders must stay on their toes and apply all of their skills and competencies in a way that benefits organisations and their stakeholders. This table shows the top 10 factors that cause managers to fail and for them to not achieve the desired results. And this is based on a survey of managers in the US. Notice that many of these factors are due to poor human skills, such as the inability to develop good work relationships, a failure to clarify directions and performance expectations, or an inability to create cooperation and teamwork. The number one reason for manager failure is ineffective communication skills and practices. This is one of the most important skills, especially in times of crisis. If managers do not communicate effectively, including by listening to employees and customers and showing genuine care and concern, organisational performance and reputation will suffer. So what does it take to manage in a crisis? Dealing with the unexpected has always been a part of a manager's job, but our world has become so fast, interconnected and complex that unexpected events happen more frequently and often with greater and more painful consequences. Crisis management places further demands on managers. There are 5 important skills required of managers in a crisis. First of all, stay calm. A leader's emotions are contagious, so leaders have to stay calm, focused and optimistic about the future. Perhaps the most important part of a manager's job in a crisis situation is to absorb people's fears and uncertainties. Leaders have to suppress their own fears, doubts and pain to encourage others. Although they acknowledge the difficulties, they remain rock steady and hopeful, which gives comfort, inspiration and hopes to others. Secondly, to be visible. When people's worlds have become ambiguous and uncertain, they need to feel that someone is in control. So visibility is really important. Put people before business. The companies that weather a crisis best, whether the crisis is large or small, are those in which managers make people and humans feel, Put people before business. The companies that weather a crisis best, whether the crisis is large or small, are those in which managers make people and human feelings their top priority. Number 4, tell the truth. Managers should get as much information from as many diverse sources as they can, do their best to determine the facts, and then be open and straightforward about what is going on. And finally, know when to get back to business. Although managers should first deal with the physical and emotional needs of people, they also need to get back to business as soon as possible. Being effective as a modern manager has also required a shift and a transformation of what is expected from a good manager. Instead of managing by keeping tabs, they must employ an empowering leadership style. Much work is also done in teams rather than individuals, so team leadership skills are crucial. People in many organisations work in scattered locations, so managers can't monitor behaviour continually. In addition, managers are coordinating the work of people who are not under their direct control, such as those in partner organisations, and sometimes even working with competitors. Furthermore, managing conversations, that's an important skill as well, based on the authentic conversations and collaboration that's essential for successful outcomes. In addition, today's best managers are also future-facing. That is, they design the organisation and the culture for creativity, adaptation and innovation, rather than maintaining the status quo. Today's world is constantly changing and success depends on innovation and continuous improvement.